Well, it's Friday. Got to get down on Friday. Living environment fans. Took the big test yesterday. Most of you did great. And if you didn't do great, take it again. There's no excuse not to. Well, the only excuse not to is just being plain lazy, right? That's really it. You can take it as many times as you need to get the grade you want to reflect, because it reflects on you. All right? Let's do today's Bellringer. Da 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 do 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 da 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 do do. All right. Da 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 do do do. Hey now. Da 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 do do. Mr. Kovacs class. It's Mr. Kovacs class. You might learn a ton. It's Mr. Kovacs class.
He's interesting too.
It's Mr. Kovacs class.
And he's super cool.
It's Mr. Kovacs class. So we studied DNA fingerprinting. What do you think about this idea I got? When everybody is born, right when they're born, take a blood sample and do a DNA fingerprint of that person. So we have a database full of everybody's DNA fingerprints. That way, like potentially in the future, if we need to solve crimes or things like that, we can do that. And also, we can take a look at the DNA and figure out whether or not maybe this person has some genes that preclude it to cancer or some other disease. Maybe we can figure out their lifespan right on the day of birth, or at least a prediction, right? Wouldn't that be cool to know right on your birthday how your genes are destined to perform for you? Think about it, right? Like we could determine right at birth whether or not you're going to become like an astronaut or something, or whether you're going to have the genetic disposition to be some kind of, artist, or maybe you have the genetic disposition to be some kind of great thinker, or maybe you're just going to be, maybe you don't have the genes to be anything. And, think about it. Insurance companies would want to look at that and go, like, you have the genes where you're more likely to develop breast cancer. We're going to charge you more because you're a higher risk. I think that's fair, don't you? Negative to this would be genetic discrimination, where people aren't allowed to do certain things because their genes don't allow them to do it, right? Discrimination is nothing new in this country for sure, and if everybody if you knew everybody else's genes, you could use that against them in the same way we discriminate in other ways. So that's our lesson for today. In fact, today we're going to watch the first 40 minutes of a movie called Gattaca's, a film from 1997. So it's a little old. It stars Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman, and Jude Law is in it. And the name of the film is Gattaca. Get it? It's about DNA. And it's about a world where you're determined at birth what your genetic destiny is going to be. And it's about basically, in a nutshell, so that you get the gist when you watch the first part of it, Ethan Hawke was not born with the right genes, but he tries to pretend like he does, and all the things he has to go through to do that, and why he would want to do that. All right, so you're going to watch the first 30 minutes or so today in class. That's an assignment. And if you dig in the movie, I'm going to leave it for you to watch the rest of it over the break, and I'll give extra credit if you watch the rest of the movie for sure. It's a very good film, and it's got a lot of good things to think about DNA and DNA testing, and what would the world be like if DNA was used to evaluate you at birth.